I come from Senegal, West Africa. Anybody from Senegal? Ooh, a few. I see a hand over there. So, I come from Senegal, West Africa, and I spent a lot of time in Paris, back and forth. I loved tinkering with things from an early age. I drove my parents absolutely crazy because I would take things apart and try to understand them if I was interested in them, and then I would put them back together. Now, I also solved a few problems. Back then, I'm going to date myself. Telephone calls were very expensive in Senegal, and you didn't have really the internet. So when I was in Senegal for the summer, I would want to stay in touch with my friends in Paris. My dad got tired of the phone bills, and so it was a rotary phone, and he put a lock on it, thinking all is going to be fine. All right, well, I learned how to do 1 finger tap per unit, and dialed, talk to my friends, and then Dad would come home and say, I don't understand, we're still getting these crazy bills. Remember, stuff is not itemized at that point. I'm like, don't know who's doing that. Then, in the French educational system, you have to make a decision fairly early on where you're going to focus your studies. And I faced an issue. I like math and science, but I also love philosophy, literature, and just other topics. So I was like, why do I have to choose? But unfortunately, I could not really change the educational system. I had to make a choice. I decided, or my dad pushed me to decide, but we'll talk about that later, to go for the technical route. However, I never lost my passion for philosophy, literature, and the humanities in general. Marie Curie was my first role model. A Nobel Prize-winning physicist, an immigrant, a wife, and a mother. This quote of hers still grounds me on a daily basis. When things are hard, when I'm in one of those meetings where even at the CEO of ZOOX, I'm being looked upon like or talked over, I remember something. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so we may fear less. To this day, I attack every challenge, every opportunity by looking at different viewpoints. I remind myself that most of my colleagues, most of the people that I'm dealing with in a meeting who are disrespecting me or talking over me are not waking up, coming to the meeting or coming to work trying to be assholes. They too have brilliant ideas, and if I'm committed to the cause, it is upon me to figure out how to get the viewpoints across and blend them. My core belief, this is something is unshakable, is that however hard it is, leadership is about balance. And you must be able to take the high road and be able to understand different viewpoints to solve the world's toughest challenges and rally people around the cause. Now, the journey was not linear. It definitely wasn't typical, and it wasn't easy. Maybe this is also true for you. Moving to the United States to attend GW, I had to rebel against my family. I am sure some of you know that feeling. I confused my love of cooking with running a restaurant, so I opened one. And I married an American. That was not initially well-received news at home. But maybe some other time I'll tell you about that. Right now, I want to focus on the restaurant. So, love cooking, passion. What do you do at a restaurant? You cook, you serve food, open a restaurant. Well, so I could be here telling you about this product or this technology or this big success or this big failure. The restaurant for me was a blessing in disguise. I did this for a year with my then-to-be husband. And the reason I want to share that story is because that is a very difficult industry. You have a lot of people to coordinate. The kitchen, and within the kitchen, the prep, the cooking, the chef. By the way, dishwashing, super important. So the dishwasher, very powerful person, need to motivate, need to be nice to, need to do the right thing. And so some of my biggest or greatest lessons in leadership really came from the restaurant. And by the way, some of my mistakes too, following your dreams and learning from your mistakes. Talk about the dishwasher, because made mistake with the dishwasher. Lost 3 dishwasher people before Aicha realized need to be nice to the dishwasher. So, I share this journey not so that you can look at this thing or that thing. It's really to talk about the fact that it's not only is it not linear, but it's a journey. I took pauses in my career. And you know what? Some difficult decisions, both personally as well as professionally, while I was following my dreams. If anyone had told me before it happened that I was going to move to Israel with the hubby, 2 young children, really a toddler and a baby, the 2 cats, because before the babies, the 2 cats were the babies, right after coming back from maternity leave, I would have told them, absolutely not, that's crazy, who would ever do that? The reality is that that was a big turning point in my career. And we, and I say we because this was a family decision, it wasn't just Aicha deciding, we took a chance on an exciting assignment and took a chance on a leader who supported me when I asked. When he said, this is the assignment and I think you should do it, I said, well, what about? And we figured it out together, including giving me the flexibility to carry on the assignment. His name is Raviv Melamed, and I will always be grateful to him. I encourage you to take the path less traveled. The jobs, the assignments, and the projects that people are running away from. Because they are too complex, because they are too hard, because they are too risky for the annual performance review. Those are the opportunity to learn important lessons and have great impact and be noticed and essentially grow in a way you never thought possible. The last time I was here at Grace Hopper, I said that I am a conductor for change. Well, technology is the greatest conductor for change. But the opportunity for impact is what has always driven me, and I invite you to think about that in your own careers. I spent 12 amazing years at Intel. By the way, they weren't easy. It's not like it was motherhood and apple pies every day. But it was really amazing. And I focus mostly on non-traditional technologies. I know 5G is very popular right now, but back when I was working on 5G, it wasn't popular. And there was a lot of discussion about whether it was possible or not. And also, as Intel moved from the PC-centric world to the data-centric world, that wasn't exactly the choice assignment to go focus on, but I felt it was extremely important for the corporation. Now, going back to what I shared earlier, I never went after the easy, popular roles. I wanted to create, to transform, and to change the world.